out as a quest to make the best clan in Pet Simulator 99 soon turned into uncovering a dark secret as to why nobody was ever able to beat the top clans. From drama and accusations to finding something so shocking that I died a little inside.
Oh my god.
This video talks about why clan battles as a whole are completely broken and doomed to die off. But before we get into the drama, let's talk about how this started. You see, 2 weeks ago, I started a clan to try to beat the top-seeded Goop clan, who had been on a 4-time winning streak. They were unstoppable. To beat them, I had to recruit some of the top players in Pet Simulator 99. Half of the clan came from Hippo Melon clan and featured many of the top 100 players on the leaderboard. The rest, we asked for help. You can join yourself by going to discord.gg/thebossclan. Come be a part of the community. And boy, did we get it. In a matter of hours, Boss went from 40 members to a full 75 with over 6,700 members in the Discord server. Not only were we the biggest clan on Discord, but we also shot up in the rankings and gyms and became number 6 in the entire world. We were a force, but I knew it was still going to be an uphill battle. You see, while we may have had a decent team built in a few hours, it paled in comparison to the months that Goop had to get their team. You might remember before this battle, cycling was a huge problem, and Goop was one of those big offenders. Months of cycling through players allowed Goop to settle on a team of elites. But I was willing to try my best because honestly, if I failed, who would ever beat them? Now, the only other slight issue that I ran into immediately was the timing of the update. You see, for weeks the game didn't update, and then the moment that it did, I was away on a wedding anniversary weekend that I had planned 6 months ago. Then the moment we got back, we made an 18-hour drive to see the total eclipse. Proof of that is in this video here. And because of those two things, I almost immediately started getting hate from people. Despite everything, including my lack of playing, our clan was doing really well, enough for second place. The clan beating us was Goop. For a while, we were keeping pace with them, staying around 50,000 points behind them. That is until one day everything changed. Out of nowhere, Goop gained 50,000 on us, then 100,000, then 500,000. Despite our best efforts, we were falling behind. We'll get into the reason why a bit later, but it was at this point that I decided it was time for me to start doing something. I know I needed to still record videos and couldn't commit to grinding out quests 24/7, so I did the next best thing and put my best pets in the best area, then auto-hatched while running an auto-clicker to keep me from getting kicked from the game. Over the next week, I started slowly gaining points. Time was ticking down on the battle and Goop was pulling ahead. Then, out of nowhere, another clan started creeping up on us. We were in danger of losing second place, and I knew it was time to hardcore grind. AFK auto grinding has done a little bit of its job, and I'm now up to 6.49 thousand. I'm definitely not the worst in our clan, but being a leader, I'm held to a higher regard, not just from my clan, but from like everybody else and everybody else's clans. They look to the leaders to see how basically the entire thing is gonna go. Is our clan one of those good clans, or is it somebody where just the top is letting everybody else do the work? I don't want to be that clan. I want to be the clan that where has a leader that they look up to. And so I'm gonna need to do my job. Use 1,200 tier 4 potions. Okay, here we go. Let's go. All right, I did about 800. I got about 100 points. Let's see if I can help break 165,000 breakables. Not gonna lie, this part's pretty easy. You just kind of sit there and let your pets do all the work. While we're doing that, I'm gonna go reclaim some of my pets from the exclusive daycare. It's hard to believe some of these things have been here for 30 days, bro. I can finally use some of these Titanics again. But at the same time, I don't really want to. And I finally figured out how to use this daycare. The more rare the pet, the more gems you actually get from this. So a Titanic with only 200 exists versus a Titanic with 500 exists. The 200 exists will get more gems despite it basically doing the same damage, which means the Hippo Melon gives me 14 million a day. And I can tell you if the Hippo Melon does, the Blobfish probably also does as well. Those are two of the rarest Titanics in the game. The Scary Corgi is also weirdly on this list, and the Sketch Cat is on this list. And we might as well drop my best pet in the game, this one right right here that's a shiny Titanic blue balloon cat, making me 14.4 million gems. So in total, now I'm making about 50 million gems a day. All right, back to the grind, where it looks like we're already almost done. Jeez, man, this clan's flying. For the next few hours, I ran around doing quests and found myself passing the 7K mark. 7.12 thousand. It definitely pays to grind this game and not be AFK. But I'm stopping the time lapse because now this is exactly what I was looking for. 2 things at once in the treasure hideout. Now, because you can only do this for 30 minutes and you have a 6-hour cooldown, it's best to wait till you can do both of them at the same time, and then you can knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. So now I'm in here for 30 minutes. When I get done, we should have even more points. From treasure hideouts to XP potion to hatching eggs, I was doing anything and everything that I could do. For 6 hours, I watched the clan quests pop up and rushed to do them as fast as possible to get the most points that I could. I wasn't only competing with the other clans, but also my own teammates to get as much of the limited amount of points that were available. I also kept checking in the other clans to make sure they weren't gaining on us. After what seemed like an eternity, I finally hit 10,000. And if we take a look at things, we are actually holding steady. There's just one problem. I now have to sleep, and I'm only gonna sleep like 2 hours before I do this again. So I'm gonna have to let this all go AFK, and how I'm gonna AFK is how basically everybody should AFK. You hatch eggs while your pets go to the very end and do all the work for you there. Then as the clan quest comes up, such as breaking pinatas, and that's about it for this one. I am not gonna break any pinatas unless pinatas spawn. So yeah, I'm not gonna get very many points. But if some egg hatching quests pop up, or just breaking breakables at the end, your boy is covered there. But this is the exact reason why we don't go up in points very much when we're AFK. But we're gonna see exactly how much I get in that 2-hour span. Satisfied with how my evening went, I went to bed with a new sense of confidence. That is until... All right, so I've slept for like 3-4 hours. I overslept just a little bit. Okay, let's see how far we were. We were at 10,000 before. So how far did we get AFK in 4 hours? How much? I only got 104 hours. Are you kidding me, bro? My God. Yeah, if you want to play this game, dude, you're gonna have to play it. Like, there's no like AFKing to the point of which AFKing should be allowed. It's like I literally just clicked this button over and over again for like hours just to stay in game, and everything else is just kind of going on its own. Man, if you want to get up, you're gonna actually have to grind. These clan quests are insane. Well, let's keep going. Right now, I gotta do 24,000 breakables and then some treasure quests, which I don't want to do because it's almost done. With a little over 6 hours left, I grabbed an energy drink and settled in for a long session of grinding. My family went out for a bit and I stayed behind to finish out this battle. I might have started slow, but I was going to finish strong. All right, so I've been working for the past couple of hours and we have made it all the way up to 12,000, which means just in the past 24 hours alone, I have more than doubled my clan points. It was still a lot of work. I didn't get a lot of sleep, but hey, at least I feel like I'm doing my part. As now when you look at the leaderboard, I am now no longer at the bottom. I am right here. And with an hour left, it looks like we've pretty much solidified our victory. We've fended off the free clan. Their one guy here is basically just going crazy using scripts that are just like hogging all the XP potion quests, because the XP potion quests are definitely what get everybody the points. And honestly, that's why I'm not higher than I am, because my team literally goes through the night. When people go to sleep, there's other people waking up. It's a constant cycle with this clan. And because of that, I constantly have to compete with them. We even have our own Discord section that every time the XP potions come up, people start claiming them, and they claim them within literal seconds of each other and then beat me to it. But you get the point. We're doing pretty well. And even without really trying, I'm also getting these rank rewards here for doing all the quests for every level, so I can go ahead and actually level up as well. We'll go ahead and buy the next pet equip and the next open, and we'll go right back to the clan quests. Tier 3 enchants, tier 3 enchants, tier 3 enchants, and done. I was at 12,000. I got all 300. Let's go, gamers. This is the perfect AFK grind where you have to get all these breakables in the best area and hatch all these eggs. I've basically been doing this already. As the seconds ticked down, I looked over at the quests and knew nothing was going to be completed. For us, this challenge was done. And what was my final score? 13,001. And there it was. We had done it. Our first battle, and we got number 2. Seeing as this clan was put together a mere hours before the battle started, we'd done really well. Everyone put in a lot of effort, and all that was left was the rewards. Or so we thought. We got the shark! Wait, what? Wait! What the heck happened? How did we get the shark? Here's the hoverboard. I don't know how, I don't know why, but we got both. Everyone was confused. I made a post on Twitter, and it quickly started gaining traction with the speculation that Goop was disqualified. And to further prove that claim, we soon found out that the Goop clan who actually won this battle ended up getting nothing. I hopped in their clan Discord to see everyone in shock. Nobody knew what was going on, and so I told Goop that I'd asked the devs what happened. And surprisingly, they also didn't know. Within a few hours, they corrected the mistake and gave Goop their rewards. But they still weren't happy, as now there were 135 huge pixel sharks in existence, which made the pets less valuable than if it was just 75. They wanted the boss clan pets to be taken away, and pretty soon, I started getting attacked for having one. But this was all just a weird blip in this story. One shining light of what could have been. You might be wondering why people thought Goop was disqualified in the first place. For months now, the Goop clan has been accused of using super macros, and for months now, there was no proof of that until this popped up. Something was leaked, and that something was this thing right here, this AFK super macro. The Goop Clan War 2 macro. All you have to do is run the script. It's like auto clicker on steroids. And now I'm gonna admit right now, I've definitely used auto clickers, but I only use auto clickers pretty much just to stay in the game so I don't lag out. I haven't clicked this chat button every 10 seconds. That way my game doesn't lag out for being inactive for 20 minutes. Outside of that, I don't use macros. Tiny Task is a macro I've also used, but it doesn't really work with the rotating clan quests. I can set it up, for instance, to make sure it does lucky blocks over and over again in the best area, but outside of that, there's really not much I can do. But a lot of people are like, it's just a more advanced macro. It's not a big deal. It's just an auto hotkey. Not sure why you're pressed. They made it themselves a macro, which isn't against anything, as macros are allowed in the game. This person here says, okay, so someone made one of these and named it boss. That means boss is cheating? Great logic, NightFoxx. Basically meaning that somebody just randomly named it the Goop Clan War, but it doesn't actually belong to the Goop Clan? Okay. Basically, there was a lot of people talking. Is it true? Is it fake? Is it just basically a more advanced auto clicker? Sadly, it's not really something we would ever know. That is until the leader himself actually said it would be best if you decided to do research on the topic you're putting out on your platform. Not only is an AHK macro a glorified key presser, it uses big games APIs, its main source of data, same as, for example, Sizzle's quest website. You know, the website that just shows the current quests as if that's like crazy helping you in game or something. The only difference between this and the actual clan quest in game is the clan quest in game update every minute, while this updates every 5 seconds. But he wants me to quit the nonsense and baseless drama. Now, I know a lot of people probably agree with him. It is a lot of nonsense and baseless drama. But when I read that, I actually read in between the lines a little bit. Because if you notice in that reply, he didn't say, no, we don't use it. He said, it's a glorified key presser. And how would he know that? It's because they use it. I suggest a crazy idea of not using it and playing normally like the rest of us peasants. Glorified key presser or not, you're basically setting it and forgetting it. But you're right, I don't know what your key masher macro does, and so I don't know how it works. Why don't you show us and put it all to bed? That is how this ends. And did they respond? Nope. No, they didn't. Meaning we still don't know what this Goop macro does. Or do we? Because as luck would have it, I actually got my hands on it. We need to pause for just a second. You're probably wondering how this macro would even work since the clan war is over. I need to admit that I lied to you a little bit earlier in this video. Before I went to bed, I downloaded this macro and used it knowing that it would only be usable during the clan battle. So I grabbed an alt account and the super macro itself and hopped into a game to test it out. And what I found was shocking. Now, to run the exploit, you do need to download the auto hotkey. Upon downloading the macro, if you right click and click edit in Notepad, it immediately says right at the top, away from keyboard, script will run with full AFK functionality, performing the current clan clan quests, and reconnecting automatically upon disconnect. Default action: when none of the quests can be handled by the macro, you will hatch the best eggs while your pets remain in the last zone. So basically, it'll default to doing what I would always do. Got it. We're gonna double click it to start it, and then it should just kind of do its thing. I'm not even touching it. I'm not even touching it. I'm doing nothing, and it's doing the pinatas. Why is it doing the pinatas? If you look, what quest is available right now for the Goop clan? Pinatas. Oh my God. God. We're not battling people, we're battling computers. This is how they're getting free huges every single time. You tell me, legal? Sure. It's an auto hotkey. It's not breaking the game, but it's also not playing the game. This is how Goop is winning every single clan battle. Why am I staying up 24 hours a day trying to do these massive videos when all I have to do is this? I could literally go live my life. The quest for the pinatas is over. It's been updated. Look at this. Goop just switched to having lucky blocks. Look what it's doing. My hands are away from the keyboard. It is literally doing the lucky blocks. It's doing the lucky blocks right now. We are still on the pinatas. It only works for Goop. They have a script that only works for their clan and nobody else. Why are we even trying? You know what? I'm done. There's no point. There's no point in doing any clan battles anymore. Goop has this on lock because we're all playing against computers. Big games, you see what we're dealing with? Fix it or just share it with everybody. I don't know what else to do at this point. For the next 20 minutes, I watched in disbelief as the macro did various quests, from breaking diamonds by putting down a sprinkler and a diamond flag in the VIP area to even knowing what level potions to do during the potion quest. I stopped the macro and went back to my poor man AFK ways before going to bed. That's partly why I was so mad when I woke up hours later to only 200 points. I knew then what I could have done to get ahead. It's been a few days since all of this drama went down. The clan battle is over and we're all gearing up for the next one. I've had a few days to really think about how I was going to present this video, because when you look at the evidence, yeah, it's pretty damning that Goop did use some things to help them get ahead. But the question remains is, was it even illegal? And the answer to that question is no, it's not. It's a loophole. Morally, is it right? Absolutely not. But you can't exactly fault a clan for using something that has been made available by the devs themselves. So in Goop's defense, yeah, they didn't cheat. I even made a follow-up tweet to my original one saying that, hey, update, Goop got the rewards, it was a bug. As much as I'd love the win, if Goop is to be disqualified in the future, they should be told ahead of the battle ending. So while I didn't necessarily agree with the win or their methods, I still recognize that, hey man, they won. But for some reason, the Goop clan just couldn't let it go. This person said, of course we deserve the rewards, we won fair and by a landslide, and to have 150 sharks exist is a slap in the face. And I just said, fair is something I'll let the viewers decide when I show in the macro you guys were using. They responded saying, you do realize macros are allowed by the devs, either learn to use the macro or stop complaining about it. And we basically went back and forth for a while. That part's not important. But you can see the general consensus of everybody in Goop. They don't understand why people are angry. It's a simple macro. Simple is not what I would say that was. I'm not saying that everybody in Goop used macros. In fact, there are a few people in Goop that legit grinded this thing out. The problem with this is it's not a fair fight. It basically turns into a who can code the best. I'm urging the devs to make some changes so that clan wars can be fair in the future. And there's really only two things I know that can be done. Number one, and probably the more important one, is you should make your own super AFK option in Pet Simulator. After all, Pet Catchers does it. All you have to do is just go to AFK. There actually has this basic AFK and a super AFK that you can end up buying with the Game Pass. And it basically allows you to do everything you would do as if you were in the game. It puts everybody on the same super macro playing field. And the second option is actually something that not only myself, but a lot of other elites and some of the top members of the Goop clan have put forth, where not only the top 1 get a huge pet, but maybe the top 10, where the top 1 gets the rainbow huge, the top 3 get the gold huge, and the top 10 get the normal huge. Because at the end of the day, the huge is the prize everybody wants, and spreading it across other teams might make it a little bit less rare, but will also decrease the amount of drama behind it tremendously. As I said, we all love to get mad at Goop, but all they did was find a loophole in the system, and ultimately all of this falls back on the devs to fix. That being said, Goop members calling me out for not doing things when they were just using super macros is wild. So there it is, the drama, the accusations, and the proof. I'd be interested to hear what your thoughts are in the comments. There's only one other little piece of unfinished business, and it involves the huge pixel shark itself. Leo here said they need to delete the ones that Boss got that's just removed most of its value. No doubt you'll all have a meltdown if they do, though. I basically said, I don't care, I'm not gonna use the pet anyway. And then this little dog guy here said, yeah, as if you're not going to make it front and center of your next video. So to both prove myself and the guy, I'm actually gonna make it front and center of the video right now. Because honestly, this pet does feel a little weird to own. We might have fought fairly, but according to the rules, we still only got second place. I don't feel like I deserve this pet. And so to quote, put my money where my mouth is, I'm going to be giving this pet away. I don't want it. I'm gonna sign it, and it will be the only signed NightFoxx huge pixel shark. Meaning that if you own this, it was the one that was originally awarded to me by mistake. And if you want it, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button. Comment your thoughts down below on the whole drama. And also, if you want an extra entry, make sure you head on over to my Twitter account, hit the follow button, and also drop your username in the posted comment talking about the giveaway. Send this video to the devs. Let them know your frustrations. Because if nothing changes, I guarantee things are gonna get a lot worse. Just wait till I start using super macros. You ain't gonna have a chance.